Hey, what's up? JJ the Lonely Bull in Asia here in my condo in Bangkok. And happy Sunday morning to everybody. Got your coffee or your preference, whatever your drink preference is, depending if it's morning or night, whatever. But thanks for coming on board this morning, guys. I appreciate it. Let me know if we're coming in okay. Audio and video looks to be good on my end. I got I don't have to keep changing cups on and get cold coffee through this thing. I got me a Yeti, ordered this and it came this week. So that was pretty cool. So, but it's really keeps the coffee really, really hot. I mean, extremely hot. I love it. I missed my Yeti at home. So let's see. Got a new member, Rich. Rich New H3B became a YouTube member today. So thanks, Rich. Appreciate it. If you're not a member, you want to be, it's only 99 cents a month. And you get to see the videos I post before anybody else does. Now, I haven't posted many videos this week. In fact, I don't know that I may have posted one. I've got a bunch of them in the editing mode, and I promise I'll get those posted this week. Let me straighten out my camera here. There we go. I promise I'll post this week, and then we'll get them posted in the members page and then public, so you guys will all be able to see it. But I've got, I think I got 3 that I'll post this week. And then I'm going to take a little bit of a break. I'm going to take a few days off as far as vacation. I'm on break now from school, so I don't have to worry about classes. And I'm going to take a trip. A friend of mine invited me to meet him, so I will do that. Leaving on the 22nd, coming back on the 27th. So not even a week, but it'll be a little bit of a break, so it'll be kind of nice. Anyway, let's see. Jasper Frenchie says it's 7 p.m. in Colorado. Broncos just won a thriller. Nice. Nice. Are they in the second round of the playoffs now? This is not the wild card anymore, right? Or is it? I don't really keep track of the NFL much anymore. So, but I used to be a big Broncos fan when Elway was there. In fact, when I was in radio, I covered the Broncos for the radio station I was working at in Fort Collins, Colorado. We covered their summer camp, their preseason camp, which was always in Greeley, Colorado, which was right next to Fort Collins, basically. So it was pretty cool. So we would go there and we do full-time reports morning and afternoon, before practice and after practice. And the way it was set up is it was at the University of Northern Colorado at their campus, and they had their field there. I don't know if it was a practice field or what. Anyway, that's where the Broncos would practice. And all the media, radio and television, would have these trailers that they would basically camp for the entire period of the preseason camp for the Broncos. They would park all of those around the field. So, and I worked with Conrad Dobler. I don't know if you know who Conrad Dobler is. He's a former NFL player. He was on those, I think it was Miller Lite commercials back then. But he was famous for dirty play, so to speak. He was an offensive lineman. He played for the Saints, the Cardinals, and I think Buffalo. But he and I had a friendship, and we worked together. And it was funny because every morning he would come in, he would bring a bottle of Dewar's. And by that afternoon, by the time we got done with the afternoon broadcast, that was done. He'd bring a new bottle every morning. But it was neat because Coca-Cola would drop off a case of Coke to each trailer every morning, so we could have Coke for our guests. So because we would bring in interviews with players and coaches and that sort of thing. And then in the afternoon, Coors would drop off a case of Coors. So it was pretty neat. So a neat situation. Connie was a really cool guy to work with. And just one of my many memories, great memories of working in radio for as long as I did. Another fun fact about that whole summer camp thing was we would go to lunch at the lunch facilities for the Broncos training camp, right? And they would have it in the cafeteria of UNC, University of Northern Colorado, but they would have their own chefs and everything, and they had everything there. It was incredible. You can get as much as you wanted, and we just walk in. Connie and I would walk in, and we'd write our name down and who we were affiliated with, and then we go dish up. We get 2 steaks like this, rare steaks. We get lobster tail. We get shrimp, big baked potatoes. You name it, they had it there. They had everything. Pasta, everything you can imagine they had. And so we just load up every day for lunch. Well, what we didn't realize was it wasn't free. So about a week after training camp ended, the owner of the station, my boss, he calls me into his office, and he's pissed, royally pissed. He shows me this bill, and I can't remember now what it was in the thousands, easily in the thousands. And he goes, "What the hell is this?" And I go, "Oh, I thought it was free lunch." And well, he was mad at me for a while, but he didn't make me pay. That was nice. I think if it would just have been me and not Conrad Dobler along with me, he probably would have made me pay all that back. But since Connie was involved too, we got by. But man, it was fantastic food. Got to interview a lot of really great players. By the way, that was Elway's rookie year too. So that was, got to meet him. Pretty cool guy. Let's see, 7 p.m. in Colorado. Broncos just won a thriller. Kiki and Jasmine, good morning. How you guys doing? AFC Championship game next week in Denver. Nice. Do they know who they're playing yet? Probably not. Or do they? Seahawks are running riot. Oh, wow. How do you feel about Charlie Kirk hitting the kangaroo pose for the Olympics? I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, so a couple of topics I wanted to talk about. Bad actors. You may have seen it on YouTube. The dude from Estonia in the Philippines that got arrested. We'll talk about that. A couple others. The pollution has been kind of crappy here in Bangkok the last week, and I think it's really affecting my chest. When I'm out in it, I notice at night I have a really bad cough at night when I've been outside. It's better today than it has been. So, and I think this coming week, I think the air quality will improve to moderate, which will be fine. I can deal with that. But this past week, it was really bad. It was incredibly bad. So I tried to stay indoors as much as I could, but sometimes you can't avoid it because, I have school. So I have to, and there's a couple of times where I have to walk about 5-10 minutes to get to my class and back home. So I'm out in the elements, and I think that affected my lungs a little bit. So it's nothing to, this air pollution is probably the one thing about Thailand that is a negative for me. And this time of year is when it starts to get really bad. So, but you can tell I've got a little bit of a cough that's lingering. But all right, let me see what's going on. Kiki and Jasmine says, I have some info on a YouTuber based in Bangkok. Let's just say he has a past back in Dublin. Oh, wow. Are you willing to spill the beans? Did you like Pattaya as a living location? No. Pattaya is too much of a party town for me. I mean, it's great if you're into that sort of thing, but I couldn't live there. I mean, it's fun to go visit every once in a while and hang out for a few days, but to live there on a day-to-day basis, it just wouldn't, for me, it wouldn't be good. I wouldn't like it. So, but to each his own. Some people like it, some people don't. So, any progress on your retirement visa? I have the education visa right now, and that will get me through pretty much the end of this year. And then at the end of the year, I will change it over to a retirement visa. So right now things are status quo with the education visa. Now I'm leaving the country again next week, and I will have to get a reentry stamp in my passport. And this time I'll do it instead of at immigration like I did last time. This time I'll do it at the airport. So, but I know the process now. So I just need to get the forms. I'll need to get a passport picture of me so I can glue it to the back of the form, and then copies of my passport pages to get that reentry stamp. And it's 1,000 baht. So it's basically $30 to do that. So I'll do that when I leave from DMK on the 22nd. But right now I'm just doing that, the education visa. We're on break right now from school. So Friday was our last class for level 1. So level 2 will start on February 10th. And so that'll be interesting to see how that works, because it'll be a little different because we have a different teacher too. Our teacher's leaving, unfortunately. She was really good. So I don't know who we'll get next. I think the problem is, so we went through 2 teachers for level 1. Now we'll be in our 3rd one when we start level 2. I just don't think these schools pay these teachers very well to teach. So when a job comes along that's better, they usually take it. So it's a very revolving door type thing for these teachers, I think. So let's see. Casey says, hello from Oregon. 3 weeks until my daughter's team plays Nebraska preseason softball in San Antonio. Oh, nice. Yeah. That'll be cool. That's 3 weeks already. That's crazy. Not even March yet. They're already playing softball. Of course, they'll be down in San Antonio, so the weather should be okay. Let me see. I thought it was BS at first, but I have seen the court judgment. These guys are always running from something. Oh, wow. It's crazy. And this YouTuber's in Bangkok, you said, or in Thailand? That's nuts. I tell you what, the Philippines especially, but it seems like the Philippines, there's a lot of YouTubers there that are bad actors. Not only there, but bad actors in their home country. So I don't know what's going on. So this guy from Estonia, I can't remember the name of his channel, something travels, but he got arrested. Now he's being deported as a what do they call that? Persona non grata, or undesirable expat or undesirable foreigner. So they're getting rid of him. I've seen a couple of his videos and it's kind of cringy. I mean, he interacts with young children a lot. I saw one where he let a little kid, couldn't have been more than 6 or 7 years old, maybe 8, take a hit off his vape. And then I saw one where he picked up this girl. I mean, he literally put his arms around her, picked her up. She's probably, I don't know, she looked like she was 12. And it's like, this is not good, not cool. But the main reason that they're getting rid of him is because they found it on one of his streams or one of his videos that he called Filipinos monkeys. And that was the thing that got him in trouble, I guess. One of the things, but the main thing. Yeah, it's not a good dude. You know, I've been out in public when I was in the Philippines, when I was doing my YouTube channel, and I've interacted with kids when they come up and they'll say hi. You know, when they see you got a camera, they know you're a YouTuber, they like flock to you, right? So they come up to you, but I'll give them a high five or a fist pump, but I will not do anything else as far as touching or anything. If they want their picture taken, I'll take my picture. They can take my their picture with me, but I will not put my arms around them or anything like that. That's to me, that's off limits, and that's the way to handle things. But this guy went too far, I guess. So, and then the Vitali guy, the guy that's been in jail for like 10 months now, he's getting released and getting deported back to Russia, which is good because he's Russian. He's got a Russian passport, but he had a residency in the U.S. But they're sending him back to Russia. So it'll be interesting to see what happens when he lands there, because he's a young dude. He's probably maybe 35 or 40, maybe not even that. I wonder if they will conscript him as soon as he lands and stick him in the Russian front. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. What do you guys think about that? Can you recommend a dentist or optometrist in Bangkok? There's a dentist office right down the street from where I live. I can't think of the name of it, but I stopped in there the other day. Oh, here, I got it right here. Dr. Dentist is the name of the place. But they're right down the street on Sukhumvit 24. And they've got the prices here, the price list, which is great. These places, doctors, hospitals, these places will list all their prices. So I went in there to ask about a teeth cleaning. And teeth cleaning goes from anywhere from 1,500 to 1,900 baht, depending on dental plaque. So you get a filling between 1,100 and 3,000 baht, which is, what is that, about $100? Less than $100. Crown and bridge, 15,000 to 25,000 baht. So less than, about $450 to $800 maybe. So they've got all the lists here of things they do, implants included. But yeah, that's a pretty decent price, I think. So I will not use my insurance to get my teeth cleaned. I'll just pay cash for that. But that's the one I'm going to go to. I don't know if I'm sure there's tons of them around. You just have to look around and find the one that's convenient for you, close to your location, good in price, and check reviews. That's always a good idea. I'm willing to say the channel name, but I have to be careful. He did 3 years in prison in Dublin, so it was serious. Bit of a temper. Okay, you don't have to name the name. That's okay. But has he done his time? I mean, or are there other things pending in Ireland, and that's why he's here? That would be my question. But you don't have to give the name if you don't want to. You can shoot me an email. Let me know offline here. She was 20. They found nothing and only deporting due to an overstay on his visa. Watch your slander. I don't know. Who is 20? Oh, he said he was 20. I said she looked like she was 12. Well, you say she's 20, but she said she was 18. But I'm not slandering anything. I said she looked like she was 12. And I said that interactions with young kids, giving them a vape pipe, that's not cool. And he did call Filipinos monkeys. So sorry, Daniel. Good morning. I've been following you for a while. Joined today. Thank you for your videos and sharing of information with your perspective. Much appreciated. Well, thanks, Rich New. And thanks for becoming a new member. What about vision exams and contacts? Same thing. I would just look. I don't go to optometrist. I know what my eyes are. So I don't do contacts. I just have reading glasses. And I would just Google and find something that's close to you and check prices. And I'm sure they will list the prices on all those items too. So you're fine with that. So let's see. So yeah, Vitali's been deported, or he's going to be deported. I don't know if he's actually gone yet. There was another guy. I was watching Asia Now, and there was another guy that supposedly got arrested. He posted a video on his channel with him in handcuffs. Looks like he's sitting in a barangay office or a police station, and he hasn't posted since. So everybody thinks he got arrested. Now I can't remember what Asia Now said he did, but it's interesting to see all these things happening. Seems like seems like the Philippines is full of bad actors, so to speak. I plan on moving to Thailand on the retirement visa in the next year. I've never been there. Would you recommend getting a year lease in one place or living in separate places throughout Thailand? Well, this kind of depends what you want. I mean, I wouldn't come here and day one sign a year lease. Stay at an Airbnb or stay at a hotel for a few days in each location, if it's in Bangkok or if it's other places in Thailand, and just see what, move around for a while. You've got 60 days when you come in visa free, and then you can extend 30. So just kind of use those 90 days to check out different areas in Thailand and see what you like best. And then when you're ready to settle down, then you can do that. Or if you're going to get the retirement visa, but if you've never been here, I wouldn't get the retirement visa right away. You can always get that later. You want to make sure that the place you're going to retire in is the place for you, the right place for you. So that's my advice. Alpha Omega occasionally. I think I mentioned this channel before. I was taken back because he seemed okay. He's done his time, but I wouldn't be associating with anyone with a criminal record. Alpha Omega occasionally. That name sounds familiar. I don't think I've seen any of his videos, though. Thailand has no shortage of bad actors either, especially in Pattaya. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's a lot of odd people in Pattaya. But let's see, we got 24 on right now. I got a video coming out about things to do when you're planning your trip here or anywhere for that matter. But it's specific to Thailand. And one of the things, you got to make sure your passport's got 6 months validity on it. You need to get all your paperwork done. So, if you don't have travel insurance, I would get travel insurance. Make sure your banks and your credit card companies know that you're traveling and you're going to use your cards overseas, and give them the dates and the places where you'll be. That way you don't get them locked up trying to use them. The TDAC is the Thailand digital arrival card that you do online. You got to fill that out within 72 hours of leaving your home country or wherever you're coming from. And just do that within 72 hours. All of this will be in the video. It's not all inclusive, but it's like a few major things that I touch on. So it's a good video to see, and I'll post that. I'll post that probably tomorrow on the members page, and then later this week it'll go public. Yeah, and then when you get here, there's different things you need to get. You need to get your SIM card. You need to go to the currency exchange places, get your money exchanged. Download the Grab app. There's a bunch of apps that I talk about something that would be good for you to download. But I'll cover all of those. We can talk about it here if you have any questions. Yeah, I can answer any questions you have about what to do when you're planning on coming here. Have you been in Thailand a long time? I can't make up my mind where to live. I'm disliking every location and keep moving around. Any advice? So when I moved here, I've been traveling to Southeast Asia since 2015. So just over 10 years. And mainly the Philippines, Japan, Thailand, Singapore, Those were the main places. Vietnam. I moved permanently over to Southeast Asia. I moved to the Philippines in 2022, the beginning of 2022, when they lifted the COVID restrictions. And then I lived there for almost 3 years. And then I've been traveling and visiting Thailand and Bangkok a lot since then. And then at the end of 2024, November 2024, I actually moved here. So it's been about a year and 3 months that I've lived here in Bangkok. So, and I love it. I love Bangkok. Every time I leave, I miss it. So, so that's what I like about it. Would wearing a mask outside help with the smog? Yeah, I need to do that. I need to get one of those. What are those called? Those N1 masks or something like that. Probably the best thing, or at least a regular filtered mask. That would help. I just ever since this COVID thing where they made you wear masks, for some reason I've got this thing in the back of my head. It's like, I refuse to wear a mask again. So it's probably not a smart thing to do, but not wearing a mask. But you see a lot of people wearing masks. That's probably a smart thing to do, but they've always done that in Asia. Every time when I was in Japan, they would wear masks if they were sick. It had nothing to do with way before COVID. So did you go there for all the young chicks? No, I went there for work, actually. Cormac M. I was working for a online university, and they were expanding. They're a global university and was expanding into the Asian market. So they hired me to head up the expansion. And I chose Manila, BGC in the Philippines, because I had to hire a local team. And from all my research, the Philippines was inexpensive to live, good English proficiency. I could pay decent wages even for the Philippines, so and not break my bank. So that's the reason I moved, and the reason I moved here to Bangkok is because I love Thailand, and BGC just got a little too small for me. So there you go. But I did date while I was there. So it wasn't like I was a hermit or anything like that, or a celibate or anything. So, but yeah, once I got there and realized I had a Philippine girlfriend before, and then we broke up. But yeah. So let's see. Gary says YouTubers getting busted in the Phillies. Yeah, it's weird. They're cracking down on that stuff, guys. So you got to be careful. Got to be careful on what your content is. Got to be careful who you videotape, because if they don't want their face on your video, then you got to be careful and you got to get rid of it or blur them out or something. Let's see. I'm here for a week exploring and doing some relaxing, prepping for retirement. Good. Awesome. You're in Thailand? Is that where you're at? HM Hug says, I'm sure they want another old white fool. Well, if it's transactional, they probably do want an old white fool. That's the thing in the Philippines, especially. You see these old guys dating these young Filipina, and it's basically transactional. They pay for everything. The guy pays for everything. He's a walking ATM. Dirty air sucks, though. You may want to move, rinse and repeat. Yeah, I'll probably go. Well, like I'm leaving this week, so I'll get away from that for about a week. If it gets bad, I can go down south. I'll go to Hua Hin or somewhere and breathe the clean air, my friend. So far, easy to get around BTS, and walking is quicker sometimes. Yeah. I don't really. So when I go to class, I take the Prompong BTS, one stop to Asok, and then I get on the Sukhumvit MRT and take that 2 stops to Ram 9. And that's where my school is. Then it's a short walk from the MRT station. But lately, the weather's been so nice. It's been cool and not rainy. And when the air's nice, I don't even take the BTS. I just walk to the Asok station and then get on the MRT from there. It's only about a 15-minute walk, maybe. So it's not that far, and it's pretty easy walk. And when the weather's nice, it's kind of nice. Get my steps in. If I do that walk and then walking to class and then do the same thing coming back, that gets me right about 10,000 steps. So that hits my target walking, my target steps. White fool, who brought civilization to you? I don't know what that means. I wouldn't even want a car in Bangkok. BTS and Grab is enough for me. Yeah, for anyone. Yeah, I would never drive in Bangkok. It's just too chaotic for me. Let's see. Jasper says, I'm 55 and ready to get out of the rat race. Although ChatGPT says I'm financially set, but I'm still skeptical. Is 4,000 US a month really a comfortable living? In Bangkok, yeah, you can live really comfortable. I did a budget video and I put all my expenses together, and it was about 1,800 for everything here in Bangkok. So I would say that's probably on the low end for me on a month-to-month basis. There'll be months where I'll spend more. So I would say, maybe 2,000 to 2,500 is probably a decent amount to have for your budget. Anything above that, you're probably living pretty good life. Class, you like them young? I don't know what you're talking. I'm going to, you're kind of dumb, dude. I don't know what your deal is, but I'm going to put you in timeout. I go to class to learn Thai. You should go to class to learn etiquette. Let's see. I wouldn't even want a car in Bangkok. Oh, we already did that one. 55 did that one. Are there extraction fans in the kitchens for the condos? Not in my kitchen, but they do have them. I just have a hot plate or a hot, whatever they call those. It's just a one burner inversion stove. And I rarely use it. I don't do a lot of cooking. I thought I would do more cooking here, but I don't. I don't do a lot of cooking. I eat out quite a bit or get street food. So I don't really do a lot of cooking. The only thing I eat here, really, I'll make a sandwich or, or I'll make oatmeal for breakfast, things like that. But I don't do a lot of the heavy cooking. I wonder how the U.S. visa ban against Thais will backfire on American visitors to Thailand. I was talking to my friend last night. We were out having a couple of beers, and I brought that up in conversation. It's like, I wonder if Thailand's going to retaliate or what the deal is. I'm not sure why. That seems like such a weird, Thailand being in with all those other countries. It just seems like an odd thing that they would be included in those other countries. But, oh well. Can a foreigner work construction in Bangkok? I don't know. I don't know if they can or not. I don't look into work because I'm retired, so I don't really. I suppose if they're hired by that company, you'd have to have a work permit, obviously. Did you get your condo through an agent? Can you recommend an agency? Yes, I did. If you want, go to my email and email me, and I will give you her contact. I don't want to put it on here without her permission. But yeah, if you want an agent, I can recommend. She does a really, really good job. In fact, she still helps me all the time. So, anytime I need a new TM30, she's right on top of it and gets it to me. So yeah, she does an excellent job. Hey, Marty, it took some time, but I feel pretty comfortable driving in Bangkok now. Maybe I'll hire you as my driver. Any suggestions for cool climates in Thailand to investigate, like Baguio or Tagaytay? Yeah, you go up north in like Chiang Mai, it's cooler up there. I believe Chiang Rai in the northwest part of the country. I believe that's higher altitude and cooler climate. But this time of year, it's burning season in Chiang Mai, so you might want to hold off. It's cool here right now. I mean, the temperatures at night get down around 70, and during the day they rarely get up to 90. So it's been nice and cool here. The problem is the pollution because there hasn't been a lot of breeze, so that air just kind of sticks here, and that's where that pollution, those particles, stick around. But yeah, you can find that. And I've never been to Baguio, but I've been to Tagaytay, and it's so hard to get around in Tagaytay. Um, Chiang Mai is a lot different. The infrastructure is better. It's on a list with some very bad actors. Okay, it's on a list. A lot of bad actors. Can a foreigner work in? I already asked that. Singapore, eminent domain, Malaysia. What are we talking about? We're talking about the list that the country list of the U.S. that the U.S. have, that 75. Are they on that list? I didn't think they were on that list. No, I do not partake in the ladyboy industry. Well, why are you interested, Christopher? I can probably suggest a couple of bars that I know are ladyboy bars for you if you want to come down here and check it out. I can do that for you. But you're on your own going there. I wouldn't. I'm not going in with you. But you're more than welcome to go and check it out yourself. Nope. What is with these questions? Are you still sexually active? I'm 56 and it just dropped off for me. It's almost a non-issue. Sorry to hear that. I don't have an issue. I don't have that issue. So you need a wingman? Well, I can't help you on that one. Sorry. Sorry, Christopher. You're on your own. Go Seahawks, watching from Sammamish. Planning to be back in the kingdom in time for Songkran. Enjoy. Yeah, Songkran's in mid-April. That'll be fun. It'll be my first time here for Songkran. It's been weird because I've always been out of the country for some reason when that's happened. And but this year I'll be here, or I should be. You said you wouldn't drive in Bangkok, but would you feel comfortable driving a car or scooter in an area like Hua Hin? Yeah, absolutely. In fact, if I lived in Hua Hin, I would definitely get a vehicle. It's just so much easier to get around with that. Here, you've got the trains, you've got every type of transportation mode possible. So it's really simple to get around here. But in Hua Hin, everything's kind of spread out. So you really need, I mean, you could take Grab or a bot bus or whatever, but to get to these out of the way places, it's just it would be more convenient to have a bike or a car. So yeah, definitely if I lived there, or if I were staying there for an extended period of time, I would get a bike, rent a bike or something. At least you're not living in Zionist occupied government USA. Okay. I love Thailand, but the sex tourism industry is very sad. The Thai are the most lovely people, but feel so sorry for the women. Yeah, I mean, it's it's bad here, but it's worse in other countries too. I mean, I'm not saying that. I've talked to bar girls and freelancers. I did an interview with one, or I interviewed one off camera, but some of them enjoy what they do. Some of them like it. Some of them do it out of necessity because they don't have any other options. So I mean, the girls do it for different reasons. It's not always a good thing for them. It's not always fun. But I talked to one bar girl, and she gets paid on average 40,000 baht a month. That's a pretty decent salary for Thailand. So I don't think she's and the problem with that, having a good salary like that, it would be hard for her to find a job that paid that much outside that industry. So anyway, they sell plenty of blue and yellow pills around Ahsoka and Nana for those who have problems with blood flow. Yep, they sure do. I don't know if I would trust. I mean, would you, Gary, would you trust buying the pills on the street like that? I would be afraid to use those pills. I would be afraid to buy those pills. What impressed me was the sheer amount of food options on menus. The ingredients they must have had in the kitchen is astronomical. Yeah, the food is great here. It's fantastic. Both the local and foreign foods, the Western, the Asian foods, the Middle Eastern foods, Mediterranean foods. They've got it all here, and it's all really good. I haven't had a bad meal here ever. So lay off the Prilosec, paw. Okay. Sammamish, isn't that where Bundy unalived a few girls in the 70s? I don't know. Sammamish. It's weird. The amount of STD clinics around was telling. I mean, do they actually like post it? Like, this is an STD clinic? Do they actually? Because I haven't seen anything that just says STD clinic or whatever. So I don't know. Could be right. Can you recommend a month-to-month condo in Bangkok with no long-term lease? No, they don't really do month-to-month. You can do an Airbnb, but it has to be at least a month for a condo. They do have serviced apartments. You might be able to get a short-term lease there, but I don't know if you can do one without a long-term lease. I'm not sure. You'll have to. I would look on just Google serviced apartments maybe, or short-term lease apartments in Bangkok, or go to Facebook Marketplace. You might be able to find something there, but most of them want at least 6 months or a year lease. Some of them, though, I have seen. I take it back. I've seen some that'll do month to month, but the cost is pretty high as far as how much. But you'd probably be just as easy getting an Airbnb. Winter is better. Even Songkran, everyone. Enjoy Songkran, everyone. Hopefully the S20 dates announced soon. Cheers. What's the S20? Inform me on that. Lake Sammamish. I think it's near Seattle. Not sure, though. Okay. Hi, Kiki and Jasmine. That was Green River, Dark Days Onwards. Oh, okay. Green River. Did the CCR song have anything to do with that? Or was that... that was in the 60s, so it wouldn't have been. I would recommend Yuri Tarded if that's... Oh, ha, 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 ha. Way to go, Daniel. Are you in 5th grade? What is it? You know, I get more trolls since I've been doing the vertical and the horizontal feeds. So maybe after this one, I might not do the vertical anymore. Too many dumbass trolls on here. Tomorrow is the big annual Sinulog Festival in Cebu. Do they have big annual festival for Thailand? They got lots of festivals throughout the year. So yeah, you just have to kind of look. How much is rent here? I'm paying 25,000 baht a month. It was 30,000, and I went to my realtor and I said, "Tell the owner I'll do a 2-year lease if he cuts it down to 25," and he did. So he did, and I did. So I'm here for two years. So, and I'm happy. I love this condo. I love their location. I love the building. I love the amenities. I love everything about it. My bad. Aren't you? Oh, you're not in school today. Yeah, of course you did. What is your favorite area for beers there? Sukhumvit, Nana. Sukhumvit, usually 33, right around, like right across from 24 is 33. 33-1. There's Robin Hood English Pub. There's the Laughing Tiger Pub. Right across the street from that is O'Shea's. Then you got another one, Royal something, down the street from there. So you got a lot of choices there. And then you just walk down Sukhumvit, and if you're on the other side at 22, there's the Burbrit craft beer, and it's a nice area to sit out. You can sit outside and enjoy a nice brew, and they got good craft beers there or local. What else? Right across from 22, there's these little outdoor kind of bars where you can kind of hang out, and those are kind of fun because you're right there on the corner, so you can watch people walk by, and it's kind of cool to do. So let me see. If you go down a little farther toward Asok, you've got a couple other bars. You've got I can't think of the name of it offhand, and then you go down to like 13, Soy 13 or 11, and then there's some really decent bars around there, sports bars, Sportsman, some bars where you can play pool. I mean, you got all kinds of choices. I mean, just gotta kind of wander around and get lost. If you want to go to Nana, in Sukhumvit 4, there's tons of bars along there, and they've got, it's kind of fun to go there every once in a while. I like to go to Stumble Inn at night sometimes with my friends, and we'll sit on the rail outside and watch the girls get dropped off heading into Nana Plaza for work. That's kind of fun. And then we like female, lady boy. We're trying to figure out which one's which. But it's a lot of fun. Do you know if it's easier to get a visa for a woman from a Thai lady or girlfriend? Do you know if it is easier to get a visa for a woman from a Thai lady or girlfriend? A visa to go to your home country? I don't know. I've never looked into that. Depends on the country, I think. Now it sounds like the U.S. is, at least momentarily, at least for a while, blocking any visas to enter the U.S. from Thailand for Thais. So we'll see how long that goes. Great looking condo. Thank you. Yeah, I love it. It's absolutely, I love the furnishings. I love the way it looks. I love everything about it. The only thing is I've got my balcony right out here, and my washing machine is actually underneath my counter here in my kitchen. So it doesn't block. So I've got room out here. I can get a table and chair, but I've been out there once. I'm almost wishing it's like, well, you know what? I would give up that balcony and just push the wall and the window out to where the end of the balcony is and give me more space for my studio. That would be cool. But it is what it is. So I'll probably go to IKEA maybe when I get back from my vacation and get a table and chair out there. The only thing is got this blind here, and I have to raise the blind, and it's really heavy. And I'm always worried I'm going to break one of the lines here or something, or pull it from the ceiling, because it takes a pretty good effort to pull it up. But I'd have to raise it all the way up higher than me so I can open my door and get out, or at least so I can duck and get out. So anyway, so that's me being lazy. You're getting trolls because of your association with another YouTuber. I could see it coming a few months ago. Yeah, I think I know who you mean. I remember the Green River Killer. Here in Oregon in the 80s. So scary. Wow. You're in Thailand now? Yes, I am. Yes, this is my Bangkok condo. If I see you there, I will approach you and say hello. Please do. Yeah, I love meeting people. It's always fun. Do you like Thailand better than the Philippines? I do, for several reasons. And it has nothing to do with the people. The people of the Philippines are awesome, save the ones that try to scam you. But you know what? It's kind of like, okay, the Philippines is known for scammers. Well, what's the percentage of Filipinos that will try to scam a foreigner? Probably very small. It's kind of like the same thing here in Bangkok. Oh, Bangkok's an adult entertainment area. It's nothing but freelancers and bar girls. Well, that's not true. I mean, just a very small sliver of percentage of of areas in Bangkok are adult entertainment. The rest of it is just beautiful, normal city like anything else. So Philippines gets a bad rap for that, but for every other reason, the infrastructure, the quality of the build of the condos. I haven't seen a cockroach since I've been here in both condos I've lived in the last year or more. Whereas in the Philippines, even in BGC, cockroaches are a huge problem. The food is better. The cost of living is probably about the same, depending on where you live. I mean, if I'm comparing, say, BGC, which is a higher end area, to Bangkok, it's probably about the same, but you get more bang for your buck here. The quality of everything is better. The quality of your condo is better. The food is better. Everything is just better. So that's why I like Thailand over the Philippines. But you know, the Philippines isn't bad. I mean, a lot of people love it. So there's got to be a reason for that. And I'm sure there is. I mean, the people there are nice, super friendly, but they're nice here too. So I have no complaints. Can you believe I have never seen a cockroach in BGC? Wow. So I lived in 2 condos for the almost 3 years I lived there. And both those places had cockroach issues. So we would have them spray every 2 weeks and put the gel down. And then I would put traps down, and I would have the can of Bygone. I'd be spraying all the time, and it would be okay for a while, like right after they would spray or whatever. And then like in a week and a half, 2 weeks, they'd start coming back. And I think the problem was my neighbors in both my places. I think the neighbors had the issue and they were coming across from there. I don't know, but yeah, it was crazy. I hated it. That was just driving me nuts. I'd be sitting on the couch with my girlfriend watching TV, and all of a sudden I see a cockroach running up the damn wall. So I jump up and run to the kitchen and grab the can of Bygone and just douse them. But that stuff works really well. If you haven't used the Bygone before, use it, buy it, because it'll get them right there. It'll get them right away. Never been to Southeast Asia. Okay. Have you thought about it? I mean, why not? That'd be my question to you. Where do you live? Where are you from? That's good. I love my Yeti. Man, I'm glad I got it. Because when I do these live streams, I make 2 separate cups of coffee. And by the time I got to the second one, it was cold, and I hate cold coffee. But this is like, this will be warm. I can go for 7-hour stream if I wanted to. And this will still be hot. It'd be great. I get my condo cleaned once a week. That's probably the reason. Yeah. I mean, if you clean it thoroughly, I mean, my girlfriend was always cleaning, so that my condos were always clean. I never had an issue with that. This one, I clean myself, but then once a month I'll hire somebody, pay them 1,000 baht, and they come in and do a real thorough cleaning. But maybe part of it is the garbage, the trash is located on the opposite side of the building. So I'm far, far away from the trash receptacles. So maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. But that's kind of handy that I don't have to worry about the trash being next door to me. And I don't know if I have any common walls. I think I do with a neighbor, but I never hear the neighbors. This building is built so well that I don't hear the neighbors at all, unless they're in the hallway right outside my door. If there's somebody walking by and they're talking, I can hear that. Or if I go outside and I leave my door open and my TV on, I can hear my TV even if I'm around the corner by the elevators. So, but when the door's shut, I don't hear anything. All right. Let's see. I never truly felt at home in Thailand or Southeast Asia. It always feels transitory. I wish I could afford a nice property in the USA. Yeah, it's the American dream is done. Owning a place, if you don't already have a place. I feel sorry for the millennials and the Gen X's, because they have a completely different American dream than we did growing up as, as, or Gen Z's, not Gen X, Gen Z, I guess. But baby boomers and Gen X, our dream was to own land, own your own house, work hard, retire, enjoy life. I don't know what their American dream is. I really don't. I mean, what are the chances of them? What's the percentage of Gen Z and the millennials being able to own a house now? Or do they even want to? I mean, if they want to, would they be able to? I don't know if they would be. I don't know if they could afford it. It's just prices, everything's gone up so much there. I mean, I don't see me ever moving back to the US unless I absolutely had to, if something, medical reasons or something like that happened. But I would not, I don't see me moving back there. I like Asia too much. It's too easy to get around here. Very affordable. I have soundproofing. I hear absolutely nothing. Nice. Awesome. Yeah. I mean, I hear once in a while, like if I don't have my TV on, sometimes I'll hear a loud motorcycle go by. I will hear the sirens. If there's an emergency vehicle, I'll hear the sirens. But that's it. I don't hear the normal traffic or anything like that. So that's kind of nice. But I didn't have that and I'm on the 16th floor here. When my two condos in BGC, 22nd floor and 29th floor. So I was up pretty high and I could hear the traffic pretty easily there. Not always, but regularly I could hear the traffic. Every bike that went by, I could hear. So the quality of the build wasn't as good. Now, granted, those were older condos. This condo was built, I believe, in 2018, maybe 17 or 18. So it's about 8 years old, maybe. So it's not super old. And they maintain it really good. They're always doing maintenance, just general small maintenance on it. So the upkeep is really good. They just recently redid the drive outside, and they've got all these really nice big size pavers on there. It looks really nice, a little fountain in the middle. So they really do a great job here, and it's really secure too. I love condo life. I never thought I would say that because I never thought about living in a condo when you're in the U.S. But I love condo life because the number one reason is the security. So you have to, it's facial recognition to get in the building. You can go into the lobby, but you can't get to where the elevators are without the facial recognition. And then you have a key card that you use for the elevators to go up and down and hit your floor. And you can't just go any floor. Like I'm on the 16th floor. If I wanted to go to another residential floor, I couldn't. It wouldn't work. My card won't work with those. I can go to the common areas, the co-working space, the rooftop, the pool, the gym. I can go to all those areas. My card works for that and this floor, but nothing else. So that's a nice thing. That's a really nice thing. So just security alone makes condo living worth it. Plus you got all the amenities. I got a pool, really nice pool. In fact, one of my videos that'll post this week, I'm sitting poolside, and you're going to see the pollution. You're going to see the haze in the background. It's right at dusk. And so you can see the sun setting behind me, and you can see the city of Bangkok. But it's kind of a neat view, but you can tell it's a little hazy. But I do a video from my pool side, so that's kind of cool. And the gym, I don't need to buy a gym membership. I got all the basics I need here. So it's been really, really nice. Let's see. Marty says, I've had 2 condos in Bangkok, 10th and 20th floors, both silent. Yeah, see, I never hear any complaints on noise living in a condo in Bangkok. The Irish dream is rapidly disappearing. Irish people are leaving the country again in huge numbers too expensive in Ireland now for young adults. I'm glad I got out when I did. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, it's crazy. Well, they're probably leaving because of Rosie O'Donnell. That's probably why they're leaving. I'm having problems with sex sounds from my neighbor in Southeast Asia and thin walls. I sleep with a fan on to block it out. Get one of those white noise machines. That'll help. Or knock on their door, ask if you can join in. The expat vloggers in Southeast Asia seem to talk about living in Southeast Asia, but only seem to be on transitory visas. If I were trying to live in Southeast Asia, I would only eventually be interested in a permanency. Yeah. I lived in the Philippines for almost 3 years. So that was basically, I didn't have a retirement visa. I was living on a tourist visa, but in the Philippines, you don't need to leave for 3 years. You can just keep extending your tourist visa up to 36 months. So it's kind of like permanent. I mean, basically, and a lot of the people that live in the Philippines live that way permanently, and they, after 3 years, they have to leave and then they can come back and their 36 months starts over. But yeah, I do see a lot of YouTubers that are basically kind of transient. They're more like travel vloggers, so they don't stay in one place for a long time. Me with my education visa, I've got that for a year. Then once my education's done, I'll transition into a retirement visa. And so I'll be here. It'll be permanent. Of course, you never know. Never say never. Things could change, but that's my plan right now. Christian 29 says, for me, the Irish dream is Irish cream. I love Irish cream concoctions. Yeah. Bailey's Irish. It's always good. Good with some Jameson. She's definitely not a member of the Trump resort. That's for sure. All right. All right. What else is going on, guys? Got 43 on. Awesome. It's a good day. Good morning. We've been on for just an hour now. So we'll go as long as you guys stay on, as long as you guys have any questions or comments. Let's see. The topics were bad actors, Bangkok pollution, planning your trip. Any other questions? Anything else you guys want to cover this morning? I'm open. The forum is open. The chat is open. Just be respectful. Try not to be a troll. I know sometimes it's hard for some to avoid that, but oh well. If it's all in fun, that's okay. But if you get stupid, then I'll put you in timeout. You'll sit in the corner of your 5th grade class with your dunce cap on. Remember those days when you would actually be bullied by your teacher and shamed by your teacher, and you had to wear a dunce cap? We never had to do that in my school, but I think that was a thing before my generation got into school. But we always heard about it. Oh, dunce cap. What's a dunce cap? I heard Thailand has a serious issue with asbestos, with most people having been exposed. You ever been exposed to asbestos in the States? It happens here too. Not that I'm aware of. I mean, they didn't really realize the asbestos problem until probably, the mid 70s to early 80s, something like that. And then they started getting rid of it. So I assume that if you lived in the 60s and 70s and early 80s, you were probably exposed to some sort of asbestos at some time. But are you dating or in a relationship? Yes and no. I'm just playing the field kind of guys. I'm just enjoying life and just going from there. Like I got a lunch date today after this. So why did you keep your car in storage in the USA? I kept my car because I still had payments on it. So, but now it's all paid off and everything. So I'm going to sell that. But I kept it because I didn't know how often I would be going back to the US. And it's just handy to have to get around. And it's, to be honest, it's cheaper to store my car and use it when if I go there, even if it's just once a year. It's cheaper to do it that way than to rent a car every time I go back. But I haven't been back for 2 years, over 2 years. So I'll probably go ahead and sell my car. I need to contact the finance company that's got my title and get it sent to my cousins where my address is. And then I may have my cousin's got the car basically, or it's storage in my cousin's hometown. So I'll probably have him sell it for me, and then we can do all the paperwork online, all the signatures online. And then maybe I'll give him $500 or $1,000 for doing the work for me. So I'll do that. I've got some personal stuff in my other storage unit in Tulsa. So I'll probably, I need to get back probably sometime this year, later this year, get back there and just get rid of all the storage things so I don't have any more expenses in the US. So that's my plan. Hopefully I can get that done this year. What do you think of Korea? I've never been there. I've wanted to go. I've thought about going to Seoul. I've heard it's kind of a neat place, but I've also heard that they're kind of rude there. The Koreans are kind of rude to foreigners. So I don't know if that would be something I would like. But maybe, I don't know. Rosie O'Donnell is well liked in Ireland. That's not what I've heard, but maybe. I also hear Vietnamese women. I also hear Vietnam women and the country can be very nice. Yeah, I love Vietnam. Da Nang, Vietnam is amazing. The problem with Da Nang, Vietnam is now people are finding out about it, how great a place it is. And it's starting to get busy there with tourists and people moving there. They don't really have a retirement visa in Vietnam. You can stay 90 days and then you have to leave and you can come right back and basically do a visa run, and you can do that unlimited amount of times. But yeah, Vietnam's nice. The women are beautiful. They're nice. Hard to date though if you don't actually live there. I think there's going to be an economic meltdown in 2026. Silver is now over 2,500 a kilo. Wow. I remember when you could buy silver for like $15 an ounce. It's like crazy. The conversation I was having with my friend last night, I was talking about my stocks are up. All my stocks are doing really well. So I'm pretty happy about that. But I'm thinking about putting indicators on all my stocks. And then when it hits that amount, I'll sell. And I'm thinking about moving everything into gold or maybe silver. Because I think you're right. There's going to be a correction sometime this year. I am not I'm not a financial expert. So don't go by what I say. I'm just telling you what I think I might do with my stuff. So don't follow me because I'm usually wrong about those things. For those in Bangkok, something different to do. The Bangkok Symphony Orchestra is playing a free concert in Lumpini Park, 5:30 to 7:30. Aren't they doing a thing in every park in January, Marty? They're doing some sort of a live thing, not the symphony orchestra, but they have live music in every park this month. I think I read something about that, but yeah, that would be cool. I would like to go see the symphony play. That'd be fun. Lumpini Park's a great park too. Do you have kids? I have a grown son. He does his own thing. So he's 28, 29. He'll be 29 this year. Hey, Steve, is it open? Seems like you simply want an echo chamber, which is perfectly fine as it is your channel. You label me a troll for being sincere and interesting. Steve, I'll just tell you this one thing. You sent me a message and you said you unsubscribed to my channel. So I unsubscribed to you. So, I mean, if you're going to unsubscribe, that's great. It doesn't matter to me, but you shouldn't get upset if I unsubscribe to you. Do you mind saying how your lunch date later today was arranged? Online. Yeah, met online. Mushu211 says hello. Hello, Mushu. Thanks for coming on board. The orchestra has 8 more Sunday concerts. Oh, cool. Nice. Awesome. Okay. We're all caught up with chat right now. Anything else on your guys' mind? Another thing I like about Bangkok is the live music. We were at the Laughing Tiger last night, and they have a little stage up above on the second floor, and they have small, I mean, it's usually just 1, maybe 2 people playing. Like on Thursdays, they have a girl. She's really good. She plays there. Last night, they had a guy that was playing, and it's like he does like the yacht rock stuff, you know, the mellow, you know, Billy Joel and things like that. But he was excellent. When we first got there, we're sitting outside, and my buddy and I, he goes, "What is the song?" I go, "Oh, it's Billy Joel, Piano Man." I thought it was the original, and then I realized, like, wait, that's not piano, that's a guitar. And I look, it's like, oh, that guy's singing live. He's really, really good, and he's Thai, but you couldn't tell by his singing. He had no accent in his singing, but he was super good. So yeah, there's so many really good live music venues in Bangkok. If you love live music, you will love checking things out in Bangkok. So let's see. I've started loading up on Texas oil service companies. Well, I got into a gold mining one. I thought that would be good, but my problem was I got in at a high. I thought it was going to keep going up, and then it went way down, and now it's starting to recover. But I'm still in the red on that one, on that stock, but it's doing better. I'm late to the party. What are we talking about? Anything on your mind? It's open right now. We were talking about bad YouTube actors in the Philippines early on. We talked about the Bangkok pollution, how it's been really bad the last week or so, but it's starting to improve. What else do we talk about? Different things. Where are you watching from, Mushu? Do you feel pollution in your chest? Yeah, I do. That's the big thing. It seems like the days that I'm outside at night when I go to sleep, it's in my chest, and I start coughing. And I have to be blunt, I have to spit up this phlegm that's collecting in my chest. But the days I don't go outside, or the days where the air quality is better, more moderate, I don't have that issue at night, so it's not as bad. So like yesterday, I was outside a lot, and last night I had issues. It got to a point where I had to prop my pillow up on my headboard and sleep sitting up. And that was the only way I could sleep. So, but yeah, the air quality can get really bad in Bangkok this time of year because of the burning season up north. Some of that bad air gets down this far. So you just have to keep track. It's always a good idea to have that on your phone, have an app on your phone so you can check, especially if you have respiratory issues. I normally don't, but I can tell now. But if you normally have respiratory issues, this would be a bad time of the year to be in Bangkok or Thailand, anywhere from here on north in Thailand. See, Gary says, Niemont Mining. Okay. Do you know the song "Oh Susanna"? Yes, I do know the song "Oh Susanna," which is funny. You say that because there's a Chinese ice cream store. I can't think of the name of it. Starts with an M, and they're all over the Philippines. And I've seen them a few places here, but there was one in the Philippines over in Mandaluyong. As you're walking to the Mega Mall, and just before you get to the Mega Mall, there's a little ice cream shop, and they have this song they play constantly. I feel sorry for the people that work there because they have to listen to the song over and over again, but it's to the tune of "Oh Susanna," which I thought was kind of funny, but it's Chinese and it's "Oh Susanna's" tune. So I thought that was kind of neat. Newmont Mining. Okay. Got you. Best of luck. You too. You don't wear the N95 mask outside, or is it too hot for that? It's not too hot right now. That's the mask I was trying to think of earlier. I may need to get those masks again. I don't know. I have this mental block in my head since COVID. It's like I have a hard time wearing a mask anymore. It's just, I don't know. It's my stupidity, I guess, but oh well, it is what it is. I have a north view and can see pretty far. The AQH is 75. Oh, 75. Okay, AQH. I thought you meant the TM 2.5 75. It's like, holy crap. I'm surprised you're not dead. Yeah, AQ 75 is not bad, actually. Let me see what it is here where I'm at. I'll bring up my app real quick. I use the IQ Air app. That's the app I use. 78 here, so it's moderate right now. So yeah, today will be a good day. It will get up to, well, it'll be good during the day, and then at night it gets over 100. So which is kind of iffy. So if you're going to be out today in Bangkok, I would get home before night if you don't want to be in that air quality. The PM 2.5 is at 23.9, which is okay. So I think anything under 50 maybe is okay. So right now the air quality is good today. It was bad yesterday. So, but it varies. I mean, there's probably a nice breeze that helps. There's so many great yesteryear songs to reminisce over. Neil Diamond, Elvis, Billy Joel, Bruce Springsteen. Occasionally I indulge in these legends by YouTube Music. Oh, absolutely. I'm a big music fan. I mean, I was in radio for a long time playing the tunes, the stacks of wax. And yeah, Neil Diamond. In fact, I was just humming to myself this morning before the live stream. I was humming Song Sung Blue. And oh no, I said. I'm humming the lyrics. LA's fine, but it ain't home. New York's home, but it ain't mine no more. I said. You know, but the guy last night at the bar, he did Neil Diamond Sweet Caroline, which was kind of cool. So that's one of the popular songs in Bangkok. You're going to hear a lot of Western songs. And the three most played songs in any bar live is Neil Diamond, Sweet Caroline, John Denver, Take Me Home Country Roads, and the Cranberries Zombie. Those are probably your top three. If we had to do a top five, there would be another one. I'd have to think of two more. So maybe you guys can help me in chat. There are two more songs that you hear all the time, played live here in Bangkok or in Thailand or in Southeast Asia for that matter. Good luck out there. Yeah, thank you, Odin. Chinese love ice cream parlors, Koreans too. Yeah, absolutely. The coconut. You probably have said this, but how much money would a guy need to live there and feel comfortable and flexible to travel and go out? Are there many Westerners working at typical global corporations? All right, let me answer the first question. How much money would you need to feel comfortable? Aside from like traveling throughout Southeast Asia and putting that money in, if you're just living basically local here in Bangkok, 2,000, you can get by pretty good, pretty easy with 2,000 a month US. Anything above that, you're living pretty good life. Now, as far as Westerners working in global corporations, I think there are. I have a friend who works for a global corporation. I think he's in IT, and he's working here. You just have to, I mean, if you're looking for work, you just have to kind of search. I would search maybe, I've been out of the job market so long, I don't even remember the sites anymore. But yeah, you can find work. Now, like a lot of countries here in Southeast Asia, they want to hire Thai people first. But if it's a job or a position that is better suited for a foreigner, maybe as far as degree or work experience or whatever. They will hire foreigners for that too. But you just kind of have to look. Or you can get the real cheap job, teaching English. Did you ever consider Mexico? Puerto Vallarta is nice. No, I've never, ever considered Mexico. When I was living in the U.S. and living in Evansville, Indiana, divorced, I actually dated a Mexican lady. She's from Mexico. But she was here. She was there illegally, but she was going through the process to get citizenship. She was doing it the right way. Well, kind of the right way. She had a like a fake Social Security card. But I would drive her to Nashville. She was from Paducah, Kentucky. I'd drive her to Nashville, Tennessee, like once a month or once every other month, and she would go to immigration and she would work to get her green card. And she finally got it. So she finally got her own Social Security number and all that. So it was pretty cool, but she's crazy. She's a crazy woman. Good times. What would you say is the biggest reason expats return to their country of origin? Financial, loneliness, language barrier? I would say finance first. I think they come here and they don't have a plan, a long-term plan, and they run out of money. And so they become brokies and they have to go back home. Loneliness could be another issue. Health could be another issue. I don't know about the language barrier. I think the language barrier is probably overstated. I don't think it's a big deal. But yeah, I would say not having a financial plan, and they blow through their money too quick, and then they run out. And part of that is, if they find a young girl friend, that becomes transactional, and before you know it, they're blowing all their money on her, and they run out of money. So, and then she leaves, and then they're lonely. So those two kind of work hand in hand, I guess. Elvis is the King, Suspicious Minds. Yeah, Caught in a Trap. Awesome. Yeah, it's a great song. Phil. Hey, Phil. Hi, JJ. I agree with you about the mask. I was required to wear a mask at work for about a year. I just can't see myself walking around in 85-degree heat wearing one. Yeah, I get you. Shaka Khan was my first crush. I was very young, 10 years old, I think. Now, were you at the Shaka Khan solo career crush or the Shaka Khan with Rufus crush? Because my Shaka Khan crush was when she was with Rufus, and she did Tell Me Something Good. That was a great song. And that album cover, oh my God, talk about having the goods. Shaka Khan definitely has the goods. That was a great album cover. That was my crush, the Tell Me Something Good with Rufus and Shaka Khan. How does the storage unit work? Is it in a barn with other cars? Have a car cover on it and give your cousin a key? Yeah, my cousin's got the key. It is in not a barn. It's in a, I don't know, it's in a garage or something, large garage. But yeah, he's got the key, and the guy who runs the storage unit, the owner of the storage company, wants to buy it, my car. So I just need to get things done. There's a couple of things. It's got some hail damage, but I can either have it done or just take it off the price. And it shakes. It's a Mazda 16. And I read up about Mazda 6, 2016. But I read up on this. It's always had this, when you let off on the accelerator, it shakes. If you're going like, say, 55 or whatever, and you let off on the accelerator and you tap the brakes, it starts to shake. And I read up the other day, and I found out the motor mounts are bad. So it's going to take about $350 or so to fix those motor mounts, and that'll fix the shake. And so those two things. Other than that, the car's in great shape. It's got about 150,000 miles on it. So I don't know what the blue book price would be on that. I'm not sure, but I'll deal with that at some point this year. Shaka Khan's solo career. So I Feel for You. Yeah, great song. I heard Koreans and Japanese are very insular, like they keep to themselves. This may mean they appear rude rather than intentionally rude. Yeah, that could be. I think Koreans, especially in Seoul, are a little more westernized. The Japanese, I found out that the Japanese are super friendly. They're just afraid to interact with you because they don't speak English, or they don't speak English very well. So that's why they look to be kind of avoiding you. And yeah, that could look to be appear rude. But you're right. I think you're right, Chris, in those points. What happens when you're sitting in Bangkok in your 70s and 80s? I had a neighbor in Bangkok who got too old and needed to return home to home country. He was having problems with the stairs. Yeah, I mean, the nice thing about Thailand is they've got assisted living places, and it's a lot cheaper than back in the U.S. You know, if you go, if I had to go back, say, you know, if I'm 75 or whatever, or 80, and I can't take care of myself anymore and I needed assisted living, if I did it back in the US, it would be so expensive. But here in Thailand, it's not so bad. It's not much more than renting a condo, and you get 24-hour health care provided if you need, you know, when you need it. They're not there 24 hours in your room or something like that. But the places you stay are like apartments, like little villas. So it's very nice, and you get 3 meals a day, and 3 squares. It's one step above the Thai prison, I guess. So, but yeah, it's but all joking aside, yeah, that would probably be something I would look into down the road if I needed. Do you still need to maintain a U.S. address for your credit card? Yes, I have a U.S. address for my credit cards in my bank. He had a Thai lady assistant who used to do the grocery shopping for him. Yeah, you can hire people for that. There's lots of options, guys. You don't have to go home. Some may need to, but you don't necessarily have to. That was the song, I Feel for You. Yeah. Shaka Khan. A couple of things that prevent me from staying in Southeast Asia are the language barriers, skin tax, foul smells, poor infrastructure. Yeah. So the skin tax is real, guys. I mean, but think about it. You go to a temple maybe, or a national park here in Bangkok or anywhere, and they charge you more than the locals. To me, I don't look at it that way. You can look at it as, oh, I get charged more than the locals. No, I look at it as I get charged the normal amount. The locals get the discount because they're locals. That's how I look at it. Now, if you're at a market and they don't post the prices for the food, yeah, they may charge you, 10 or 20 baht more. And what is that? Like 40, 50, 60 cents more. It's not that big a deal. If you're in places where they post the price, then you're going to know you're going to get the same price as the locals. If you're at a weekend market or a street market and you're looking at clothes or shoes or something like that, you can kind of haggle the price a little bit. You can ask them how much, and then you can say "Lo dai mai," is there a discount? And they might drop it 100 baht, But I wouldn't go back and forth. I wouldn't keep arguing, or they're going to get mad at you and walk away. But you can do kind of negotiate on the price at some of these places. I wouldn't negotiate the price for food, but you can definitely negotiate the price for like knockoff Nikes or something like that, or clothes like shirts, like this shirt that I got, or the shorts or whatever, You can do some negotiating. There's a place down in Nana, right when you get to Soi 4 and you turn and heading down Nana or Soi 4, there's a place right on the corner there that sells everything from socks to luggage. And they've got the prices all marked, but they usually will take a discount. So you just got to ask them. So that would be the thing that wouldn't bother me, the skin tax so much. Language barrier, that's why I'm learning Thai, so I can get by a little bit. But if you're in the big touristy areas, you don't have much of a problem. Philippines, in the larger areas, you don't have a problem with the language. I guess Kuala Lumpur, they speak English there, so that's pretty good. But yeah, it can be tough in some cases. Sometimes it can be frustrating, even for me here. At some places, like, they don't understand English, so it can get a little frustrating at times. The foul smells, I don't really smell here. I don't have a sense of smell. That's the problem. I lost that a while back. Once in a while, it comes back for a day or two, then it goes away. So I don't have to deal with that. And the poor infrastructure, here in Bangkok, it's good. So, but if you get out in the, up in Isan or some of the province areas, the Philippines, the infrastructure can be bad. Yeah, you're right there. So, yeah, I mean, I get it. I get it, Chris. I understand what you're coming from. And yeah, sometimes you just gotta, if you can adjust, some people can't. I heard Hua Hin has great assisted living communities. Yeah, absolutely, Jasper. That's the place I was looking at, because it's like, if I was to have to get assisted living and live in a community, it would be in Hua Hin. It wouldn't be in Bangkok, because then I'm right near the ocean. It's smaller, it's quiet, super easy to get around. So yeah, that would be something. Yeah, I would definitely look into that. Are you frightened of losing your status? Are you afraid of Trump starting a war that you can only be fought with sticks because the nukes hit? Well, if the nukes hit, the sticks aren't going to do any good anyway. Are you wondering why my way say talk to a what? Native or doctor? Then please don't be afraid to read my latest data dump. I'm not sure what you're talking about in that last part of your statement, in your comment, but I'm not afraid of losing my status. My buddy and I talked a little bit about that last night. It's like, do you think that Thailand's going to reciprocate and kick us all out? I don't think that's going to happen. We'll see, but I really don't think that's going to happen. Now, if I was on a tourist visa, that might be a different story. They may just say, "Hey, you need to leave. You're on a tourist visa." Native or doctor. Okay. Senior care is like $12,000 a month in the U.S. That's nuts. Most people can't afford that. Most seniors can't afford that. They would have to go through Medicaid, get rid of all their assets, and let Medicaid take care of them. And then once they're in there, they can't get out of it because they have no assets left. They've pretty much signed everything over. That's just too expensive, $12,000 a month. Has JJ gone on a cruise? No, I have not. There's a black woman who has channels, says she lives a year on it still. On a cruise? She's lived a year on a cruise ship? Wow, that's crazy. No, I've never been on a cruise. I've never really had the desire to go on a cruise. I've seen pictures of people on cruises, and they're all fat and lonely and miserable, and all they do on the cruises is just eat. That's not for me. Although I do love eating, but just being on a cruise, no, I don't think so. Isn't there a pink ID card that you can get that helps with the skin tax? Marty, if you're still watching, Marty, you might be able to answer that. Somebody told me about that. And I don't remember if it was for, it might have been for the MRT, but I don't know. Marty, if you're still watching, you might be able to comment better on this. But I heard something about a pink ID card, but I don't know if that's for foreigners or just locals. It might just be for locals. I'm not sure, but if it's to help the skin tax, I can see, maybe it would be for foreigners, but I don't know what the incentive would be for Thailand to hand those out, but maybe, I don't know. If anybody in chat knows, post in the chat. Let me know, because I've heard of the pink card, but I don't know what it does, and I don't know how you get it, and who it's for, and what it's for. Coffee's still warm. It's great. I ordered this on Lazada, and I was worried that it wasn't a legit one, but it came with all the documentation, so it must be legit. Lazada's great. Lazada's like the they got Lazada and they got Shopee, but it's like the Amazon of Asia. So I order everything on Lazada. I get my Tylenol, I get my vitamins, get my supplements, everything I get through Lazada, and my water, my big jugs of water, I order that through Lazada too. So yeah, it's super easy. They just deliver it right to my condo. Easy peasy. What else is on your mind, guys? Let's see. 10:36. We'll go a little longer, as long as we got people on. Let me know what's up. Let me see. So my plans today, I have meeting someone for lunch today, and then another buddy of mine. I told him I'd take him out for dinner tonight. So, well, I told him I'd take him out for lunch today, but that plan's changed, and which is okay because he messaged me this morning. Goes, I haven't gone to bed yet. So he's got to rest up. So I told him to message me when he wakes up, and I'd take him out to dinner tonight. So he's been partying pretty hard since he's been here. So he needs a little break. And so I promised him I'd buy him dinner. But what else is on your guys' mind? So that's my plans today. So I got a lunch and a dinner date. And then I'm leaving. So then I'll finish editing my videos that I did this past week. I've got 2 of them in the edit bays right now, and I'll post those on the members page. By the way, thank you for being a member. If you're a member, I know Kiki and Jasmine, they're members. They're the original members. I think they were the first ones to sign up. If you want to be a member, you get to see my videos first before anybody else does, before they go public. It's 99 cents a month. But you know, and I just put the money right back into the channel. But yeah, I appreciate that. Hit the thumbs up, guys, if you haven't yet already. If you want to subscribe, if you haven't subscribed, if you like my content, go ahead, subscribe. And so I'll post those videos this week. And then on the 22nd, I'm taking a little vacation. So I will be out of the country for about a week, almost a week. Friend of mine invited me to join him at the country that we're going to. I won't mention it. I may later, but not a big deal. So spend about 5. He's never been there, so he's never been to this place. So I told him I'd show him around. But anyway, so that's my plan this week. I'm on break until February 2nd or February 10th from school, when we'll start level 2, and that'll be another 4-month process. So let's see. Let's get caught up on chat. Oh, I missed a lot. There's a bunch here. Let's see. Okay. Here we go. I actually viewed his unit after he moved to maybe switch units. It was quite depressing as he still had some personal stuff there. So I declined and stayed in my unit. Okay. My brother and his wife are looking into moving to Asia in a few years, probably Singapore, because they both work in financial services. Singapore is great. I love Singapore. It's really expensive, though. I was there once, and I stayed in the Chinatown area, which was pretty cool. I liked it. If I were to try and retire in Southeast Asia, I would keep my property in Australia in case I needed to evacuate. Yeah, I mean, maybe. A lot of people keep their property and rent it out, and that way they always have some income coming in from that property. Having a good, solid relationship is also a way to go in your old age. I'm 71 and my wife is 51, so I am not worried about being lonely or needing to find additional support. Yeah, that's great. Great point, Village Farong. I think you're up in Chiang Rai area. Is that right? If I remember right. But yeah, that's a great point. If you can find a woman that's willing to take care of you, and the neat thing about Asian women is that's in their blood. They're natural nurturers, and they love taking care of their kids. They love taking care of their husband, their boyfriend, or whatever. So if you can find a good woman in a good relationship that way, you're set. That's really good. Just make sure you leave them something when you go, so they've got something when you're gone. I don't mind the skin tax to an extent, but sometimes the skin tax becomes extremely and highly insulting. Yeah, it goes from skin tax to scam, basically. And you'll get a lot of that with taxi drivers, tuk-tuk drivers, the scams with the temple tours and things like that. So yeah, that gets expensive, and it becomes what I call a scam rather than a skin tax. The ladyboy said he was living there for 25 years. Oh, the ladyboy. I automatically think it's something that has to do with ladyboys when I see your comments. No, I'm just kidding. The landlady said he was living there for 25 years. I think, wow, 25 years. Crazy. The pink card really doesn't do much. Okay. What does it do? Is it worth getting? How do you get it? Does it work for foreigners? 12,000 per month. My goodness. Yeah, that's crazy. I just don't understand why medical costs are so high in the U.S. The pink card comes with your yellow house book, and again, doesn't have many uses. Okay, so what's the yellow house book? I'm hearing new stuff all the time, and everything's got a different color. Wow, 49ers getting boat raced 34-6. Wow, crazy. Lazada is great, but be careful. A lot of things are fake. Absolutely, yeah. You gotta look and see. If you're depending on who you're ordering it from. If there's not a lot of other previous orders from that, chances are that they stopped getting orders because the items that were shipped were fake. But if you see thousands of people were ordering from this guy or this site, then it's probably legit. So. But I do like Lazada. I think it's better than Shopee, in my opinion. Broncos wins, but loses, but loses Bo Nix for the rest of the year. Oh, he got injured. Oh, shoot. Well, that sucks. Who's their backup? Thanks, and keep up the great work. Thanks, Coconut. Appreciate it. Appreciate you being on. I'm taking a huge vacation / honeymoon in April and May, California and Florida. Oh, nice. So you guys are getting married in April, I take it, or May? Where are you getting married? I felt sad for the old neighbor. How do you evacuate in your 70s and 80s with a estranged family and probably no property waiting? Yeah, that would be tough if you have no one back at home. to take care of you. Does JJ's cousin collect his USA mail? Yes, he does. And if it's important, he'll shoot me a screenshot of it and say, hey, I got this in the mail. And if it's like crap, I'll just say, oh, just tear it up and throw it away. If it's important, I'll say, keep it or whatever, you know. Or if they're like my new cards or whatever, you know, I'll collect the information and then eventually I'll have them mail them to me. But yeah, that's how it works. Stedman will be the Bronco quarterback. Stedman. See the guy from Georgia? Stedman. Sounds like a soap opera name. Okay, guys, let's see. 10:46. We'll go another 15 minutes as long as we got people on and the chat is active. Feel free to engage if you haven't yet. Where are you watching from? If you got any questions or comments, I'm here in Bangkok, Thailand. This is my home. Lived here in Bangkok for just over a year now and moved into my new condo back last November. So it's been great. March 14th is the wedding in Cebu. I have family coming for the wedding. They will stay here for a few weeks. Oh, so you'll celebrate St. Patrick's Day in Cebu. That's the biggest downfall of the Philippines is that there's no great Irish pubs. I can't wait for St. Patrick's Day and celebrating here in Bangkok. There are so many great pubs here in Bangkok. I can't decide which one will be better, which one I want to go to. So if anybody's got any ideas, any suggestions to celebrate St. Patrick's Day here in Bangkok, let me know in the chat. But it'll be fun. This year will be a great time. Last year I was in the Philippines in Makati, and we finally found on Google Maps, found this place. I should have known it was in P. Burgos, but it said Irish pub, right? So we walk in, it's called like, it's an Irish name, like Fitzgibbons or Fitzgerald or something like that. We walk upstairs. This is on St. Patrick's Day, right? We walk upstairs. There's nobody there except bar girls. So it was a bar girl bar. It wasn't an Irish pub. They didn't have Guinness. They didn't have anything Irish. So we left there and went across the street to this other place that actually had Guinness. So I Googled, where can I get a Guinness in Makati? And we found this place. It wasn't across the street. It was around the block or something. But we found this place, and they had Guinness, but in cans. So it's like, oh, okay. So I did the best I could to enjoy St. Patrick's Day. But this year it'll be in Bangkok, so it'll be a lot better. So I'm looking forward to it. Oh, I missed something here. He had been around the league for several years. Yeah, I think he's from Georgia, Stedman is. Florida here. Oh, New York Jets fandom, Florida. Awesome. Thanks for coming on. I think the Peak ID and the Yellow House book came about in the early 90s and is the foreign equivalent of the Blue House book in Thai ID. Most places like banks, hotels, and government agencies want a passport. Oh, I got you. Yeah. Jarrett Stedman. Yeah, not sure what college. I think it was either Georgia or Alabama. I could look it up, or somebody in chat knows. But I think I want to say Georgia, but it could be Alabama. Oh, he's the running back. Oh, I thought he was the quarterback. That's why I thought the Stedman was the quarterback. It says here he's the running back. Is that right? That can't be right. I don't think that's right. Hang on. I'm going to get to the bottom of this. Oh, yeah, that's right. Bo Nix was injured. Jarrett Stidman, not Stedman. Okay. Stidman, where's he out of? Auburn. Okay. It was close. SEC. Stints with Auburn and Baylor. So he's kind of a journeyman, been around. Drafted by the New England Patriots. Broncos. Well, so much for the Broncos run to the Super Bowl. All right, what else is going on? I celebrated in New York one year, a day to remember. Oh, I'll bet that was fun. Have you been to South Korea? Thoughts? How is it different than Japan? Which is better? I've not been to South Korea. We talked about this earlier. I've never been to South Korea. I thought about going. I love Japan. I love Tokyo. I want to go back there. It's been 6 years now, 6 years in March since I've been to Tokyo, to Japan. So I really want to go back. Is Pat Pong Bar area still there or gone? Oh yeah, it's there. It's thriving. It's good. They've got one whole street adjacent to the main Pat Pong Street. That's all ladyboy bars. But if you go down the Pat Pong Street, it's really nice. It's wide. You can walk around it. They've got markets there, food, bars. Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun area. Robin Hood and O'Shea's will have crowds out the door on St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, I'll probably do O'Shea's. If not O'Shea's, I might do Scruffy Murphy's down on 23 across the street from Soy Cowboy. Probably have to do reserve a table for a bunch of us. So Marty, if you're interested, let me know and we might reserve a table for 8 or 10 of us or whatever. Auburn, right? Yeah, it's from Auburn. Japan intrigues me because the day it's safe and there are lots of rules and quiet. Yeah, it's very safe in Japan, very clean. 40-6, fourth quarter just start. Oh, shoot, still going. They say it's safe. Yeah, Japan's super safe. But it's safe here. I just read an article, actually, guys. I'll bring it up on my phone and kind of read it to you. This is Bangkok. The Metropolitan Police Bureau, MPB, lauds big drop in city crime rate here in Bangkok. So the overall crime rates declined in 2025, while arrest rates improved, reflecting more proactive policing across the capital, says the MPB. The crime statistics covering Bangkok from January 1 to December 31st last year, compared with the same period in 2024. He said the total criminal cases fell markedly year on year. It dropped more than 16,000 cases, about 17% from the previous year. And police achieved a high clearance rate, solving nearly 90% of all cases and arresting more than 85% of all suspects. So serious violent crimes, including murder, robbery, snatch, theft, and arson totaled 237 cases in 2025. Police, that's a daily thing in Chicago. Police were able to arrest suspects in 91% of those cases, he said. Compared with 2024, murder, robbery cases declined, while rob and run, theft, and arson rose slightly, prompting authorities to strengthen preventive measures in certain areas. So that's awesome. So yeah, I've never felt threatened here in Bangkok. Of course, I'm sure there's areas you should not be in. That's probably not real safe, especially for foreigners. But just don't go in those areas, guys. Stay in the safe areas. Let's see. Are they still giving out 60-day visa exemption on arrival? Yep, so far. They're talking about dropping it down to 30, but they've been talking about that forever since they raised it. So just stay informed. Crime stats can be manipulated unless it's, yeah, that's true. But I don't know. I think overall it's safe here. Meanwhile, in Europe, meanwhile, the EU is in self-destructive mode. Crime rates are at an all-time high. Yeah, crazy. I also think Thailand lets a lot go compared to Japan. Probably, yeah. Has JJ been to Mexico or Hawaii? No, I have not. Well, I've been to Hawaii. I've done a couple of trips to Hawaii, Honolulu, Waikiki, but I've never been to Mexico. Let's see. We'll go about 5 more minutes, and then we'll call it a day. That'll be 2 hours. It's been a good chat, guys. Let's see. When I see YouTubers going into Tondo, I cringe. Do they realize how dangerous it is in Tondo? Yeah, I had some troll kept commenting on my videos saying, you should go to do a video in Tondo, do a video in Tondo. It's like, why would I want to do that? First of all, it's not real safe. Secondly, it's exactly the reason why some of these YouTubers in the Philippines get that what do they call that? Get labeled as a somebody that's not wanted in the Philippines, and then deported because they take advantage of the poor people's situation in the Philippines. So they like to do videos in the slum areas and videotape poor kids outside and poor people. And they call that, what do they call it? They call it poverty porn. That's what they call it. And they do that, and they just do it for clicks. And I don't believe in that. I don't believe in exploiting people's bad situations. And that guy was always asking me to go to Tondo, do a video in Tondo. And it's like, no, dude, I'm not going to do a video in those poor areas. Let's see. If you respect their laws in Japan, do they befriend you? Yeah, I think so. I didn't talk to a lot of locals, but if you respect the law in any country, if you respect their laws, you're going to be fine in any country with the locals. In Japan, I'd always heard it's like, oh, they're not real friendly. The first time I was in Japan, I was at the got out of the airport, and I was at the train station. I couldn't figure out which platform I needed to be on, so I asked a guy next to me, Japanese guy. He looked like a businessman because he was wearing a suit and he had a briefcase. Young guy though, he's probably in his mid to late 20s. Of course, you can't tell in Asia. He could have been 50 for all I know. But I asked him. I go, hey, first I learned a little bit of Japanese, so I said, "Hey, go ga wakarimasu ka?" And which is basically, do you understand English? And he goes, hi, a little bit. And he said, so I asked him, I go, I need to get to this place. Is this the right platform? And he looks at my phone or whatever, and he goes, no. And he got this panicked look on his face. He basically wanted me to follow him because I needed to be on the other platform. So instead of just pointing, and nothing against the Philippines, but that's what they do in the Philippines. If you're asked directions, they'll go like this. They'll just like go there a ways, a little while. They don't tell you like 1 block or 2 blocks. They go a while that way. But he was like, follow me. So I followed him all around to the other platform. And then he had to, we were running because he knew the train was on its way. And then he had to run back so he can catch his train. It's like, wow, that's pretty crazy. It must have been just an odd thing, right? So I'm in town, and I I get off the train, and I know I have to catch a bus to get to my hotel, but I didn't know where the bus was that I had to get on. So I walk into this hotel. It was a random hotel. It wasn't my hotel. Walked in the hotel, walked up to the front desk, and asked the lady, I said, I'm sorry, I need help. I need to know where the bus is to get on to get to this location. And I showed her what bus, and same thing, panic look, runs out from around the counter and she says, follow me, follow me. And she runs to the corner where the bus is, and she stops the bus. Basically, he was about ready to leave, and she tells me, this is the bus to get on. She didn't need to do that. And then she runs back and gets behind her counter in the hotel. So, I wasn't a customer at that hotel. I wasn't staying at that hotel. I had no plans to stay at that hotel, but they were super nice. And I think that's what people don't see with Japanese is like they can be really sweet people if you just, like you said, respect the laws and respect them. So those were two examples in the same day. I thought that was pretty awesome. So poverty porn. Yeah, that's what it's called. Poverty porn. Yeah, I think that's terrible to profit off the poor. Yeah, absolutely. And then they act like they're doing something special because they'll give them a couple pesos or they'll give them some candy. And it's like, dude, you spent like $1 for the candy and you're acting like you're whatever, you're acting like the Pope or something, Sister Teresa or Mother Teresa. The Retired Working for You channel has an interview with a former U.S. FBI head in Thailand. I saw that this morning. Pretty interesting. He was doing a book signing in Central World. I didn't know. He was back in Bangkok though. Retired Working for You. An interesting conversation about crime and safety in Thailand. Yeah, pretty crazy. I like the story, the anecdote he did about he was picking up a crime boss, mafia crime boss, and he's getting ready to take him to prison or something. And the guy was in the bathroom slicking back his hair and putting on his pinky ring, and he had to put on a suit and all this. And the FBI guy said in the interview, he said, "Oh, I think the guy thought he was going to do a perp walk and wanted to look good." He says, "I felt bad for him because there was no perp walk. Nobody was there waiting for him." So I thought that was kind of funny. But yeah, that's an interesting interview to watch. Would I be best off just staying in hotels for a 60-day stay? Yeah, hotel or Airbnb. If you're staying over 30 days, you can do an Airbnb. I need a haircut. Yeah, I do. I'll probably get one before I head out of the country. My barber lady's right down the street. It's 350 baht. She does a good job, but she didn't cut it real short this time around. Or maybe it's just growing faster. My hair grows in like stages. Like it'll go a year or two and it'll grow slow, and then the next year it'll grow really fast. So I must be in that fast growing stage. But yeah, I do need a haircut. You noticed. Thanks for noticing. Sorry, it's not your daddy either. Your daddy Diddy. I could see myself living in depraved life in Pattaya. Yeah, maybe. I think Japanese people are more friendly than Chinese. Chinese can be very rude. I've never been to China. I want to go. I want to go to Shanghai. That looks like an amazing city. I want to go there. So someday I will go. I have a Chinese friend that's currently living in the Philippines, but he's moving back to China. And I think once he moves back, if I go to China, I'll look him up and he can take me around Shanghai. He can show me around there. He's been there before. All right, guys, we're all caught up on chat and everything. It's 11:05, so we've gone just over 2 hours. So I think I'm going to call it a day. Thanks for coming on board this morning. Appreciate you all. If you haven't hit that like button, please do so. If you want to subscribe and you haven't yet, go ahead and subscribe. I'll be posting new videos this week, and then going on a mini vacation out of the country, and I'll be back later on in about a week. So have yourself a great day. As always, live life, my friend. Sabay, sabay. We'll talk to you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.